People of all sizes, large and little, ladies and gentlemen, and folks somewhere in the middle, welcome back to Sushimi's House. I'm your loving host, Master Sushimi, joined today by my sweet sibling, Ice Ice Bubbie.
Hello.
We're back with some more Psychonauts 2.
The bonus.
Yeah, the bonus Jonas. Last time, we beat the game, and then we did a little bit of hunting around and realized it's going to take more hunting around. We are recording this the same day.
An hour and 15 minutes later.
Yep, thereabouts. I was able to find things pretty quickly within like half an hour, just like pulling up a guide. Because honestly, I think the figments are probably some of the harder parts, and I think we found out a little too late how best to search for them online.
Yeah.
So there's two things that are missing: rank 102, and a certain achievement, which I think I can knock out pretty quickly.
Yeah, so we're 2 achievements away from platinum. Sush would not tell me the second one, the other one being, of course, reaching 102.
Oh. Yeah. Which, granted, it's a pretty straightforward achievement. Oh. It's called Where It All Began, I believe.
Oh. Alright, Ford, what's up?
Hi there.
Making peace.
Rasputin. I'll leave you two alone.
Yet. So because we talked to Ford instead of Nona,
Sorry.
It didn't pop the achievement, but we'd already done it.
Okay.
That's pretty quick, huh?
Great. I thought we would get more. I was actually really excited.
No, I mean, to be fair, the conversation that they had earlier was very good.
It was, but I was like, maybe we'll get a little more, you know? But...
No, I don't think they really gave that too much thought. But they did give us a lot. Anyway, the last thing to do is just to achieve rank 102. I've already picked up all the cards.
Junior Psychonaut.
Our title's official. Ah, yes, 21 cores. You have 20 cores.
Yep, because the game will just let you buy as many as you want.
I don't think I need any more gadgets right now.
Good, because I would never trust one to someone so young, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's it. I did it.
Unlimited
I'm
power.
now the most powerful psychic on Earth. Okay. So I mean, I'm the best psychic I can.
No need to get. You're right.
There you go.
There we go. That's it.
Yep, that's all there is to it. We've done everything that we can really think to do in the game.
Yeah, so you're probably watching this. Oops, sorry, did not mean to bump the mic. You're probably watching this being like, that's kind of silly. Like, why put aside a 2-minute recording? Well, first of all, Sush did just mention it took him half an hour, which is fast in terms of all we were missing. But, like, the fact is, it was him sitting there in silence.
Scratching our ass, trying to be funny, while also, like, searching for shit.
And it would have been more than half an hour, because it wouldn't have been you holding the guide. It would have been me trying to guide you through it. Not knowing the game as well as you do, because, like, I sit here and watch, I sit here and watch, but, like, you know, when you did some of the collectibles off screen, it was sort of one of those things where, like, I didn't know for pose. Yeah. I wouldn't know if, like, you had been there or not, because I wasn't there for when you did some of the collectibles. So, yeah. So it might feel silly.
I definitely thought I hit that.
Yeah, but you know what? It's alright. Now, because now we're going to give you our thoughts.
Yeah. So, my thoughts, honestly, are that Psychonauts 2 is a very good game.
Yeah. Really well done.
I know that's kind of reductive, but I'll get into some of the reasons that I think that. I think the gameplay feels really good. It's tight as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I think the graphics are incredibly charming. Even though every single person in this game is ugly as sin, they're still, like, really fun to look at because of, like, how unique they are and, like, how a lot of their personality even comes through their, like, visual appearance.
Yeah.
I think the story's really good. I don't know how far in advance it was written. Like, if they knew what was going to be going on into 2 by the time they finished writing 1 or what. Because I don't know that they intended to do a sequel to Psychonauts to begin with, but people were like, please God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would love to, I'm sure there are interviews about this, but I would love to just, like, read about or watch or be the person to just fully pick at Tim Schafer's brain.
Right, because, like,
series.
I feel like it's a game or movie or whatever is really well done when you can't tell. Like, I think this game the story tied in really well with the first one. So, like, if I'm sitting here like, oh, they probably did write it ahead, or they probably had an idea, but, like, I'm not sure, if I can't tell, I think that's really well done when, like, you know, you're not sure if the sequel was already planned because of how well it fits, like, two kind of puzzle pieces. Versus, you know, I feel like sometimes there are sequels you can very obviously tell that they had to find a way to tie it in because, like, they didn't have a choice because the plot had to work somehow.
Right. Here, I think what they did really well, and by the way, this is where the last sidecar was that we were missing in this area. But I think what they did really well was they left themselves gaps in the first game. Not plot holes, mind you, but just like little gaps where they could be like, here's more detail, and that detail is very important to the plot of the second game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we knew about the Aquato family curse, but like, and that it had been placed on them by a psychic. But they didn't say, like, who the psychic was, what their deal was, why the curse was placed on it. That was just background information that this game expanded on a lot.
And also, like, from the perspective of Raz, it makes perfect sense. It's their 10-year-old middle child who was a little too curious about psychics, a topic the family was uncomfortable with. So why would they tell him those things?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like really perfectly done to be like, yeah, of course Raz wouldn't know until this game where he finally pressed until he had to say something because, like...
And it wasn't even his family. I mean, like, he found
I mean, it's true. He found out outside of his family, actually. But yeah, like, his family knew. So this wasn't some weird, like, did the family not know? Of course they knew. But they weren't going to tell their 10-year-old because he just was a weirdo. Like...
Right. So yeah, I mean, like, gameplay's tight. Graphics are tight.
Story's good.
Story's very good. Sound, honestly, like, a lot of the sounds are very satisfying in this game. Like, when you use a psychic power, it feels like... I feel like sound has a very big, is a very big component of, like, game feel. Like, what makes a game feel good to play.
Right, like...
So I think the actual... The controls being as tight as they are, and the gameplay being as good as it is, and the sound design being as good as it is, all go hand in hand. The score, while maybe not the most memorable to me...
Still good.
Still very good. Like, there's never been a song during this where I'm like, that's a weird song for them to be playing right now. I wish they were playing something different.
Did you just head back out?
No, I headed back into the... I've just kind of been walking around while we talk. I don't have a goal right now.
No, I know. It just looked like you had gone in and then we were right back out. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, no. It's just a really good game. I genuinely am very satisfied with it. I had a really good time with it. I, again, am still very comfortable with its length. Again, I agree with Sush. It could have been maybe just, like, a little longer.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. But, like, they did fine.
Yeah.
They gave us everything they needed to do in the time they did. To me, it didn't feel rushed. Again, there was a point where I thought we were only, like, halfway because I'm thinking, like, oh, it's gonna be, like, a really meaty game. Which, like, there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes games do get a little lengthy. Whether that's, like, the story itself genuinely is lengthy or, like, there's so much to, like, gather, complete, whatever, that you feel like if you don't do it in the moment, you're gonna miss it later. Like, I'm very much the person that likes to go grab everything I can as I go, which makes the game longer, and I know that's my own fault, but sometimes it's like, oh boy, like, I don't know.
By the way, Lizzie, it turns out the Green Needle Witch is...
Yeah, and I will actually, it occurs to me, the first game, it was very obvious there was going to be a sequel. The first game literally sets up, like, Raz going on his first mission. Which obviously, it's not a cliffhanger, but it is enough for... it's enough for somebody to go, oh, well, there's space for a sequel here. This game actually didn't do that. So I think they're just like, you know what, we're done with Psychonauts. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, unfortunate, but also, yeah.
Or again, like I was saying...
It's good for a game to not overstay its welcome.
At most, we could maybe get, like, a Rhombus of Ruin, where it's like, oh, this is the trip to find Helmut's body. Maybe.
You know what, yeah, I guess that could kind of be a sequel in its own right. Like, let's go to Grulovia, let's deal with the sort of ruined populace that remained after. You know, all for the sake of finding Helmut's body, which I'm sure is going to be much harder to find than they are kind of thinking initially. Mm-hmm. Also, probably a very short game. Honestly, that could be DLC.
That's what I'm saying. That would be either DLC or, like I said, like I don't know how big of a game Rhombus of Ruin was. So I think that's why I keep equating
Probably
it to that.
pretty short. I imagine.
Choked on my own spit. Yeah. So like.
We're full on Titanium.
So if it was like a short game, whoops.
Wow. Just threatening kids, huh?
Gonna kill me. Yeah, so like I feel like that would be it. But like other than that, like I think everything is tied off nicely or left vague in a way that's appropriate, right? Like, you know, your dad figuring out, you know, if and when he can talk to like Ford and now known as not his mom, like
So, what a ride, eh, Harold?
Harold.
Think you'll settle down here, Harold? You can't go back to the Rhombus, you know. We blew it up.
Yeah, I guess
Don't
not.
get attached to that sandwich, Harold. Sooner or later.
Sorry, I'm like so entranced by this little conversation that's happening.
Catch you later,
What was I
Harold.
saying? Right, so
I
like
gotta go work.
whether your dad decides to talk to Ford and Morona or not, like, you know, it's gonna take time, and we're not gonna play a game where we're gonna wait until he's like, yeah, I can come around now. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna be its own game. You know, you and Lily are 10-year-olds. Your relationship staying vague like that makes sense. You're 10. You know what I mean?
Especially because it's a relationship that started at summer camp.
Yeah.
I didn't have that experience because I never really went to like an American summer camp. I went to a Ecuadorian not even summer camp, like week-long camp.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's sort of a, not stereotype, but like trope that like, you know, you're always you're gonna have like a quote-unquote camp girlfriend or camp boyfriend, because like those are people that you see for what feels like a really long time because you're away from home and like that's it, that's all you know is like these people who are around you. But like in the grand scheme of things, it's like not very long at all.
No.
And then you probably don't really have the means to like see each other all the time.
Right.
So like they are very finite relationships that exist in like a weird space. I think they're fascinating conceptually. That's probably because I never did that.
Right, which like here, you're like a junior psychonaut. Her dad's the director. She probably lives here at the mother lode because her dad does. And,
right, so like maybe it will grow into something else. Maybe it won't. Maybe
but,
they
like,
will grow to hate each other at some point.
yeah, who knows? But like they're 10. That doesn't matter. That's not going to be its own game, or even that's not even going to be like plot, like the Z plot. That's not, you know, it doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else we left off. I mean, again, the Helmut thing is the only thing I could see actually being like a true mission. We're not gonna go follow Forsyth on a mission. We're not gonna go follow Agent 9 and Vodello to summer camp to see the new generation of summer camp kids. Like, yeah, I think it's left at a place where it's like, yep, this is it.
With this convenient
honestly.
automatic,
What does Raz move on to
there
do
is
with his
no
life after
need
this?
for my lab. I'm busy.
You can think of it. It's up to you.
Yeah.
In your mind.
They might do comics. I feel like that's a very common way of expanding a universe without having to make like a whole new game or TV show.
I'm sure
Yeah.
You know, like Avatar did that. They were like, you know what? There's comics. If you really want, you want to keep asking questions, buy this comic.
Yeah. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a sucker for continuously getting new information and expansion on, like, the characters I love. But I understand you really, truly can only milk it for so long before it's like, okay.
Yeah, before it's like, well, we hate this.
So, like, comics are great for that, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I think comics are great for expanding a universe. So there probably will be, or maybe already are, comics for the Psychonauts. Who knows?
Yeah, and don't misunderstand. If a third game does, in fact, come out,
Well, a third main game.
yes. I
Because
mean,
there is Rhombus of Ruin. We keep. Here's
a
the thing, y'all.
fourth game.
I don't have VR equipment. I don't want to buy it for that. I don't want to buy it for any reason, really.
so
It's
personally,
just-
VR just, like, makes me dizzy.
Right. Also, like, I would have no idea how to set that up in a way that is visually appealing. Especially because of the fact that, like, we do usually, like, one person plays the game, typically me, and we both commentate. I don't know how that would even work. I guess we would have to set it up such that whatever I see shows up on the TV screen for you, so that you could also commentate. Meanwhile, I would be playing the game, but also like completely unaware of what's happening in the room.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like a whole mess and a big investment that I'm not. Really
That sounds like a good April Fool's episode.
Right. An expensive April Fool's episode.
An expensive April Fool's episode.
Yeah. But if they ever did like a port where they were just like, yeah, just play like
100%.
In fact, I was literally just downstairs talking to you about this. I would if they did an HD remaster of the first game along with a port of Rhombus of Ruin, I would buy it in a heartbeat and probably play them both back to back for the channel.
I agree.
Who give a shit?
Who gives a shit?
Because honestly, like, this is a fun little world and I love it.
I know, me too.
So yeah, I mean, great game. I would have loved to play it even longer. This is one of the few games where I'm like, you know what? Throw New Game Plus in there. Why the fuck not?
I know.
Get spicy with it.
Right, especially because we were like, the one thing is like, okay, you achieve rank 102.
And at that point, you're done with everything. Like,
yeah, well, but then you get, well, first of all, which, by the way, rank 102 is kind of an awkward number, but sure, whatever.
Well, the joke is you reached 101 in the last game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, but then, like, what's the skill again? I already forget.
Limitless or whatever?
Yeah. Which is like...
It's clairvoyance, and it is limitless.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now...
Which is an interesting
there's no
choice.
cooldowns, so...
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. And that clairvoyance is the one that gets that. It's a great skill.
No. Clairvoyance, I mean, it means there's no cooldowns for anything.
No, I know, but, like, it's interesting that clairvoyance is the one that gets... Like, that's its final rank.
Probably because they were like, we don't know how to expand on that anymore.
Which is fair. But,
yeah,
like...
now I can just, like, do shit.
But, like, well, you know, I was gonna ask what's the point of it, but actually, now that you're, like, shooting everybody, I found the point of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, this would have been great early on for combat reasons, so that I could, like...
Well, not early on, because then the game would be, like,
Well,
unbalanced as
not
hell.
early on, but, like, previously. You know, when we were, like, actually... Like, when we were clearing shit up and the...
Sensors would just fucking show up when you're just trying to find one
like,
figment. It's like,
big-ass
oh my god,
sensors.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's like my one
This
thing,
would
but
have
that's not it.
trivialized the Malignant fight. Are you kidding me? Just constantly like... Pa, 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 pa. Look at that. Just...
But, other than that, like, really not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I think it's a great reward for completion. I just don't see the point of it as a reward by the time you've achieved completion.
Right, which is why then Sush was like, shoot, there should be, like, a game plus. New game plus, like, you just have
Yeah,
that.
because, like, playing through the game again with that ability turned on, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would be all about it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And obviously, you know, as the definition of New Game Plus, game would be harder. Duh. But yeah. So it's been a journey. It's been fun. I'm sad, right? Like, it's not quite like, I'm sad that it's over because I've loved it so much, but it's not quite as like a bittersweet like the way like Bug Fables was, you know, where Bug Fables we played it for so long that I really got attached. Here I'm attached because it's so good and I want more, but I'm like, okay, I'm alright, like we'll find something else, you know.
Yeah. God, we have to find something else. Oh shit. Oh no, wait, we talked
We
about
got
this.
it. We got it.
I got it unlocked. Don't even worry about it, y'all.
I'm very excited about
Don't
that too.
Sweat it. God, we should start recording that soon.
I'm sure
We probably want to blast through Pokemon Snap though. Fun fact, y'all, we haven't recorded Pokemon Snap in like 2 or 3 months.
We haven't touched Pokemon Snap. But Pokemon Snap gives me homework, and I don't want to have homework. I also don't have time for homework that isn't my school homework.
Yeah, that and because it only goes up twice a week, like it takes us a long time to get through footage that we've already recorded.
Yeah.
I may swap that. I may make it like a 3 times per week series. While this is finishing up, so that this doesn't like go up in like a very fast.
You're looking for attention.
I can't even talk right. So that this doesn't run out too quick.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll figure it out. This is behind the scenes talk that doesn't need to be happening.
Yeah, we're good.
Great game. If you've watched this far and you haven't been convinced to play it, I don't think there's going to be anything that I can say to convince you to play it. But if you're for whatever reason seeing this and you're on the fence, like just play it. It's a good goddamn game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll play the first one. I'm probably gonna play the first one on this channel at some point.
I wish we hadn't agreed to do the other game we did, because now I'm like, what if we just play the first one? Like,
Yeah.
What if we just do that?
I mean,
instead?
listen, Bubs, you graduate, I'm down.
Okay.
You finish your schooling, I will be.
Finally, motivation to graduate.
Yeah.
Psychonauts 1.
There is no need to
I will
bother me in my
record
life.
whatever the fuck you want to play.
Okay.
You want to play fucking Barbie
Pokemon
Horse Adventure?
Stadium.
I'll go ham. No, not that.
What the hell?
I mean, I like to play games with stories. Anyway, now that Bubbie's thoroughly disappointed, thank you so much once again for joining me in Sushimi's house. As always, I've been your loving host, Master Sushimi. If y'all like what you saw, make sure you like these videos as you go along. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get the videos in your sub box. Ding that bell so you get the get a notification one day
You're looking for
when they drop in there. Beyond that, there is my my Twitter at Master Sushimi, where I like to tweet fun stuff about video games, the occasional meme here and there. Most importantly, updates about my pup, Mr. President, aka Theodore Roosevelt, aka Teddy. Second, most importantly, I tweet when and what I'll be streaming over at twitch.tv/MasterSushimi. As of the time of this recording, like I mentioned in the last recording, since these are happening on the same day, the game we're working on right now is Far Cry 6. I don't know why I had a whole Kurt Hapley moment there, but you know.
It's fine.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with it. Mostly blowing myself up, mostly petting dogs. I sometimes forget that you can pet the amigos in that game, and when I rediscover it, I feel like a child again. I'm just like, oh, you can pet the alligator!
We've got Psychors.
So yeah, go check that out. If you already have, first and foremost, thank you so much. If
You're looking for
you...
attention?
I derailed myself. Thank you. It really means the world to me, because this is something that I do... Yo, I don't make anything off of this. Plain and simple. I do this because it's fun for me. I do this because it is something that I am passionate about. I do this because this is the only way I can force myself to finish video games, despite the fact that I love video games. Hey y'all, fun fact, y'all are here doing body doubles for me. Get Nate on.
So, on that note...
But also,
Thank
share it
you.
with family, share it with friends, share it with foes, whoever. Because we want to grow as a community. We want to be loud and proud here at Sushimi's house. And the best way to do that is going to be through your word of mouth. So, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video, set of videos where stream is as appropriate. And in the meantime, I hope you take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.